to my despair, my 2006 Honda Accord V6 6-speed is officially totaled, as in I've already received the payout for it. It's already been listed on Copart, should be coming up for a sale officially on Copart pretty soon. So yeah, it's gone now, unfortunately. I'll do a more detailed video on exactly what happened to it, but I had mentioned before that I wanted to get a Del Sol, and this is said Del Sol. So I'll start by saying this is definitely a project car. As you can see, the exterior is not in perfect condition. When it comes to the straightness of the body, fortunately, that is pretty much perfect. There are not any dents or rust spots for the most part that I can point out. So that's good, but as you can see, the paint is in questionable condition. That bumper actually is mismatched because I recently bought it and put it on. The original bumper was kind of fabricated to mimic the 96 to 97 bumper, but of course wasn't really a fit for me, excuse me. So I reverted back to the 93 to 95 bumper. Got these dark housing headlights, got the dark housing auxiliary lights that a lot of people mistake for fog lights. But nonetheless, I also have these LED reflectors. I need to wire those up into the turn signals whenever the weather is a little bit better. But yeah, I'm actually about to head to get an estimate for paint. And I'll do a more detailed video on this as well, but just a very quick glimpse at what I've done so far. Like I said, all of the stuff in the front end, the interior was in pretty tough shape as well, so I decided I would take some time to kind of clean that up. Anybody who's familiar with Del Sols knows that the tops are infamous for leaking. I haven't noticed any so far, but just in case on a day like today where it's rainy, I just put a few towels in here to make sure something could catch the water. These seats, for some god-awful reason, are from a Scion TC actually. So underneath they are two-tone black and blue. They look gross, so I decided I would get these seat covers. Just something cheap until I can get an actual set of replacement seats. The steering wheel was dry rotted, so got that little cover to put on there. It did have another aftermarket shift knob on it, but I prefer the shape of that one, again, until I can find an OEM replacement. The dash mat actually came with the car. It wasn't installed, but I decided I would put it on because there were a few cracks in the dashboard. So in theory, this is a 1994 Del Sol VTEC, which means it does have the higher RP or higher red line, excuse me. But in my case, it's not so much of a bragging right, because at some point in this car's life, it was swapped. It was kind of downgraded, I should say, because instead of having the B16, or maybe even instead of having the VTEC model of the D16, this has a D16Y7, which is a non-VTEC base model 96 and up Civic engine, I want to say. So it would have been the base model engine on the Del Sol after it was refreshed as well. So at some point I may consider switching it back to a B16 just for some fun factor, but I think this car will be a aesthetic project at first, and as I get to some of those mechanical details like engine, transmission, so on and so forth, then, you know, we'll cross that bridge. I also should mention this door panel actually was replaced last night. The original door panel, as most of them are, was disgusting, just absolutely destroyed in that area. So I found this one on eBay, and the car that it came from was clearly a refresh model that had power locks. Mine doesn't have power locks as a 94, but of course the wiring for the windows and mirrors still match up regardless. So that's new. The passenger door panel is not perfect. However, you can see it's not, I guess, too terrible. And listen, it's a 1994, so I'm not going to spend too much money making it perfect necessarily. But it does run and drive pretty well. A check engine light comes on intermittently. At some point I do have plans to get that diagnosed, but again, runs, drives pretty well. The tires on this are not in the best condition, so I'll have to get some new tires soon. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep these wheels though. So the wheels are from some model of a Mini Cooper, and I like the design. I'm not sure that I necessarily like how they fit on a Honda, but you know, maybe they'll grow on me, and if they do, I'll go ahead and put some new tires on them. There's a set of Civic wheels that are for sale near me on Marketplace that have brand new tires, so I have been considering those as well. But Like I said, I'm gonna go get an estimate for some paint very quickly. And as far as color, I'm thinking I want to go for something similar to the G87P, which is dark emerald pearl, factory Honda color that I used to have on my first car, my 98 Accord. So considering that, or considering something just like white, or maybe like that darker shade of purple that Honda offered in the 90s as well. But we'll see what comes of it. Of course, I will record more videos as I have updates. I will mention this front bumper, I'm noticing it now. So it's not a perfect fit by any means necessary. So there's a good amount of space between the bumper itself and the headlights. And yeah, not sure how I feel about that, but at some point I'll take it back apart and try my best to correct it. So yeah, I appreciate you for watching, and unfortunately there will be no more videos on my 2006 6-speed Accord, aside from something very quick I might record just to kind of explain what happened. But I appreciate you for watching nonetheless. Have a good one.